Welcome back, friends and family. This is Vlad, and today's I have very interesting topic. Why the average person, or exactly you, never became a millionaire. Statistically, you more likely to die first, then became a millionaire. And I mean that literally. Later in this video, you will see the exact age on the chart. So here is what's coming. Imagine we are a very good software engineer at Berlin, 30 years old, single, you're just renting a flat, no children, starting capital zero, and your target is $1 million. We need to convert it to euros, it's gonna be 874k. In the first version of his life, he became a millionaire at age of 129. Then, we upgrade him step by step. We're gonna do promotions, investings, we calculate all of this. Also, we will include discipline, and I will show you the one switch that deletes 30 years of waiting just in single move, and why even that is not enough to retire rich. No magic, no courses, just arithmetics, and arithmetic is really brutal. But before we start, let's get back to our crypto markets, and I want to check and share with you where we are. So, in my view, roughly it's in the middle of the bear market. We crash, but I don't think we may crash much deeper from here. So a deep like 50k on Bitcoin, completely possible. My best case, at least one more leg down and then a year of accumulation. But this is really good news because we already been there before, and we're moving in the cycles, and right now the best time to do the DCA, dollar cost average. And buy slowly, just keep cash ready and let the time do the heavy lifting. So now the interesting part here, who actually is holding the coins right now? Let's check the ETFs and the company treasuries. As we see, ETFs was the engine of the whole previous hype cycle. And right now, the percentage of supply held by ETFs are slowly decreasing in Ethereum and Bitcoin, except Solana. Solana actually increasing. So Wall Street guys betting on Solana. But what actually is surprising me is the company treasuries and how much the percentage of ETH supply are growing. So I think probably it's because of the Bitmine and the Tom Lee, because he's buying all of this time. And the companies and their treasuries, they are looking a bit more further than just the crowd from Wall Street. And I think that's a signal for us. So I already bought some ETH, I will show you a bit later. But this is something new, maybe the next cycle is gonna be on the real top finally. So meanwhile, the market actually is not dead. This is the investments which are happening even during the bear market, even now, 2026. Real money keeps flowing into DeFi, and new rounds keep closing, and they are not small. This is not what look like a dying industry. So my outlook based on the data we collect is simple. No explosive growth, a long accumulation zone. I think patience will pay. One more thing, the S&P 500 keeps climbing, and as for me it looks overheated. I would not be surprised to see if it lands on its own 200-week moving average within the next couple of years. It's done it before and it can do it again. Going back to our portfolio and the money that we have right now. So I'm seats with the public portfolio half in crypto, half in cash, with some assets in stock. And this is the forecast what actually could happen. So I think, yeah, we may of course see another downtrend, but as we are always moving in cycles, I still believe in crypto, and we eventually will grow up. If you're watching this channel, you know that we took profit back at 120k, and that decision looks better and better every week. Recently, actually, I made my first buyback on Bitcoin. I bought 1 BTC and 25 ETH also. I'm waiting for one more drop before the next purchase. Allocation right now. Crypto is about 113k. Cash is about 103k. So 20k in stocks. Let's see the average prices. BTC average price is around 64k. ETH average price is around 1,800. And also about the stocks. The stocks are fine, with a few exceptions. Defan, Rain Metal also. And, I'm redesigning the whole stock side of the strategy. Anyway, more on that very soon. But most of the portfolio are looking good here. Also, 10,000 in cash waiting to next decisions what to buy. And everything you see on the screen right now, this dashboard, it's my new tool. It's a watchtower, research about all of this crypto and economy, all of these charts, the data for 40 years in economy, data for last 5 years in crypto. This is my new tool. I will share it with you in the future, and I already published a couple of my analysis in my English community. You could just use the QR code or the link down below in the video. Let me show you, that's how it looks like. We can do the reports about the economy with the main question, when the recession gonna start, or with crypto. We can also have the reports giving us the approximate average how the crypto will look like in the next 6 or 12 months. So all of this is possible because I'm collecting all of this data, storing it, and I could feed different AI models and ask what they think about all of this based on the cycles and based on the real economy cycles also. Okay, now the real topic. Meet the test person, our Berlin software developer, this guy. So his goal, $1 million or 874k euros in today's money. Liquid, investable, no house, no pension, just money that actually works. And notice, we gave him every possible advantage. Work online, his skills are sellable everywhere. He can travel with his skills. Berlin's median salary for, let's say, middle developer is around 80k euros a year. One question drives the whole video. Can he get retired with a $1 million before a real retirement at 67? So let's see. Version 1, that's just an Excel person. 70k gross became 42k net because you probably pay taxes and some socials. Then you have rent and utilities, daily life with one holiday, some regular expenses, and total spending is gonna be around 33.8k. This is meaningful because with your net salary and total spendings, you will be able to save only around 9k in average during the year. And if we will do the very simple calculation here, we will understood that the target of $1 million will be achievable in 99 years. So you're probably going to be dead. And you're going to be dead for decades. Timeline 1 totally failed. It's just impossible. So let's go forward. Promotions, because you probably will get some rises. Fine. Really, nobody stays at mid-level developer forever. Let's give this person or you a career. So as a mid-dev, you will save around 9k, but then you became a senior and you can become a lead. Also, you can become a CTO. Not everybody will be able to become a CTO, but again, this person could do this. Savings gonna grow to 16k and then to 24k a year. And we are frozen the spendings, which is not true. But even with this thing, if you are getting those promotions, you will be able to retire after 42 years at age of 72, which is still impossible because it's a fantasy world with zero inflation. And that's bring us to inflation and potential bank deposits. So let's imagine we are already in the real world and the prices grows at about 2.1% a year. Salary grows also. Spendings also grows. $1 million of today's purchasing power is about 2.4 million in 48 years. The target is moving while you're trying to chase it. And this is very important thing. Your goal is not a number, it's a moving target. So this person or you does what every responsible person does. Just put everything into the bank deposit. Historical deposit rate 1.75%. Again, we're taking 50 years, something like this. And even after this, after the tax, your real return is minus 0.8%. His savings chase the target for decades and barely catch it. Timeline 3, millionaire in 48 years, starting from 30 at age of 78. Oh, how many years will left after 78, you know? Then let's make this person a real human, because half of every rise will go to increase your life spendings. So because nobody gets promoted and keeps living as a student for 40 years, the honest rule, half of every rise became lifestyle. Better flat, better food, better everything. Half is still invested, he is or you are disciplined. Remember? That's very important. So watch what this one human habit costs. The finish line moves from 48 years to 72, and you're gonna become a millionaire at age of 102. Again, practically impossible. It's just, you're being normal, upgrading your life, and you earn more. Costs 3 decades in this model. Just impossible. You're gonna be dead. Next, investing actually really helps. Take the bank deposit, throw it away, put the same money into boring diversified global equities, ETFs, exchange tradable funds. Assumption: 2.5% real return after the fees and taxes, again with taking 50 years. Everything else stays exactly the same. Inflation, promotions, lifestyle, and the 5k reserve if something will happen. So result, 72 years becomes 41 and millionaire in age of 71. One decision, 30 years of waiting, just deleted. This is the most important slide in the video. Without investing, this story has no version that works. None. It's totally impossible to become a millionaire. But look closer, 71, it's still after 67. Even the good timeline misses the retirement. And then we're adding a real life, because a real life full of cycles and some unexpected expenses. And before that, we're still lying to ourselves, because real life doesn't follow a spreadsheet. Final version. 2 small doses of reality. Both promotions arrives 2 years late, or you are burnout, or you are in the hospital and you just eating your savings. 0 investments, layoff, crisis, again burnout, and the life full of risk. Result, let's say very optimistically, from 41 to 43 years and finish at 73. But honestly, that's very optimistic. Spend a few years just unemployed in your 50s, and you're not just pausing investments, you are eating a full portfolio. Then the real age could move to 80 from 73 or to 90. It totally depends on your health and on your personal story. Just try to calculate it for yourself. So, what we have in the results? Here are the 6 timelines on the one picture. Let's say frozen saver. Practically impossible, age 129, just a spreadsheet person. Then career growth, promotions, etc., age 72. Inflation and bank deposit, age 78. Your lifestyle grows. It's practically impossible to live as a student, as we said. Impossible, 102. Then equity and investments, 71, which is actually a real number, Without investments, just impossible to become a millionaire. And the real life totally depends on the person. And this is the absolute best case. Perfect discipline, a great career, 30 plus years in the market, retires 4 years late. An IT career gives this person a phenomenal head start. And it's still not enough to make the million automatically. And this is the Berlin, Central Europe. Same person in different places could have a different results. So let's imagine you are in US, in Austin, and it could be done till the 53, till 60. Could be before the retirement, or you're in Singapore around the retirement. But CIS region and Central Europe, practically impossible. I mean, this is 77 years old person, but in few crises is gonna whip out full portfolio. So again, think about it. You have the same skills, but the city is also an investment decision, the city where you live. Okay, what to do with all of this? I have 6 practical advices. First of all, again, investing, this is not optional. It's practically impossible to reach the million of purchasing power from your 30 to, let's say, 70 or 60 without investments. That's just the entry ticket for this. Second, you need to earn more and earn it sooner. Money today is worth more than money tomorrow. And in this model, promotions did more work than any investment returns. Third, optimize your taxes. Also, very important thing. In developed countries, the state taxes roughly half. Payroll first and then exit tax later. That's why people structure through the Emirates and the other countries where they have a zero taxes. So they're trying to optimize it. Then 4, control your spendings. Not skip the coffee, just know exactly where your money goes and don't let lifestyle eat every rise. 5, never stop. Unfortunately, you unable to stop. You're unable to take a mortgage. You're unable to afford a big family on just a single income. It's mathematically impossible to reach this financial target. The system totally against it. And 6, choose where you sell your skills. Same code, same hours, completely different prices, depending on the market. So almost no normal person will ever hold a liquid million because the default settings of the normal life are mathematically designed to prevent it. The million requires breaking the defaults on purpose for decades. So the real question isn't how do I become a millionaire? The real question is, are you agree to be a normal person after knowing this? Think about it, and thank you for watching.